help if I unmute my mic. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Chortle Games Live. What was that? My name is Steven, and Jake is coming. He's putting his kid to sleep right now, so I am going to go ahead and get started here. This is Sons of the Forest. We are doing some base building tonight, although I went ahead and did a little exploring on my own in the few minutes that I've been by myself, and I got a new toy, so I'm going to have to show the guys how to get that. I'm just gonna book it. Oh my gosh. This is so bad. It's almost nighttime too. If I can just make it to that stream, I think I'll be safe. So how are we doing tonight? Everybody good? I'm gonna be a lot better when I'm not running for my life at dusk. Can you guys hear me? I unmuted my mic, but I'm paranoid that I can't check OBS right now, because if I do, I'm gonna get eaten. Okay. Feel much better now. When this game gets dark, oh my gosh, like, you see that? All light just disappeared. Let's see how effective our beach fires are. I'm gonna stop and check OBS. Okay, yeah, everything's on. Hey, everybody. Not feeling great about the visibility of our base. There we go, the light finally rendered. I feel like we gotta do something about that. Where's the fire I made? There it is. Okay. There we go. I'm horrified. that I'm going to wake up to just cannibals everywhere, you know? Oh, sweet, we got more water. We really should clean out this turtle shell better. Okay, as you can see, I've already added one wall that goes out to where the water is deep enough to where you have to swim. So hopefully they won't be able to use that. I'm going to try out my new toy. Hell yeah. Why does the flashlight have to go on top, though, game? You see what I'm saying? What the... Is it just always on? That's stupid. So I can just remove that whenever I... Oh. Follow me, Calvin. I finally found a use for Calvin. Let's see if I'm wrong for insinuating that. Nope. He did it. Ladies and gentlemen, Kelvin can do something. It's amazing. So I'm just going to go ahead and... Hey, Jake.
So here's what I need to know.
Uh-huh.
How do you have a crossbow?
I literally went and grabbed it while I was waiting for you because I got bored and I saw the crossbow was close by. Yep.
Wow.
It's not even in a cave. It's just in a bunker. Like, you just walk in and get it.
Can I get it?
If you're good, yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean by if I'm good.
Let's get some stuff done and I'll take you to it.
Also, what's up, Jeremy? I like how you think we're going to destroy it in the first few minutes, because obviously that's going to happen after we finish.
So Jeremy,
we're going to do it all.
Where should I put more stick holders and stone holders? Because Kelvin can fill those up really, really well. So I'm thinking maybe just stick some behind the lean-to.
Yeah, stick them up his ass. That's a great idea.
That doesn't seem like it's going to work. So I'm trying to be neat, you know? Oh, also, Jake, when you load in, let me know. I'm going to show you a new trick that I learned that we're going to be using today.
I just loaded in.
Okay.
I see that we have some eucalyptus here.
That is aloe.
Love that. I knew that, yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, hold on. I'm going to put another stick holder here.
Whoops. That's my bad. That's my bad. That was... Ow!
Give me that crossbow bolt back.
Is it... Here, take it.
Why would you shoot me? Or why would you hit me? That was not an accident.
I didn't mean to. It was absolutely...
That was... If that was an accident... There's no... Like, there are 16,605 timelines, and in none of them that was an accident. Also, you don't need to build that. I'm going to get Kelvin to do it. Actually, I'll just do this.
I'm out of 6 now, so...
So we just go up to him and we say, get. We're going to tell him to get rocks first. We say, get rocks, fill holder, and he's just going to fill them up. So that's how we keep Kelvin busy. We just have holders ready, and we just tell him to fill them up. Okay. Follow me, Jake. Did he pick up rocks from the other holder and put...
Well, for a second, that's what I thought he was doing, but then I realized he was just pulling them from out of nowhere.
That would be so funny.
It's all good. But yeah, that's what I thought was happening.
All right. Take the zip line.
Wow. Did you and Jeremy do this before?
We did on Thursday night. So the rope launcher, you can create the zip line anywhere. Not only that, but it carries logs. So yes, game changer. So we're gonna clear these trees, and you're gonna carry the logs over and zip line them over. You'll just go up to it and hit E.
Great. Yes. Yes.
And we're gonna the first thing we're gonna work on tonight, and this may be all we work on, is a wall. Okay. We're gonna just get defenses up, because Jeremy, I'm leaving the structures, like the actual buildings, more so to him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we just need to get fortifications and smaller things ready. Oh God!
Yeah, fortifications. Absolutely, that makes sense.
So, did you mean to almost take my head off with that one?
No.
Okay.
I meant to flatten you.
I see. You gotta, let it go, and then there you go.
Wow, it's a game changer. Also, really slow zip line, but hey, it's better than
look
walking all the way over there.
Well, nice thing about it though is that you can send it both ways, so you don't need gravity.
That's what she said.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what she said, to be honest, but we're here.
I'm gonna go to Jeremy. If you're still here, I'm gonna show you what I did to the wall. I went ahead and started making one wall.
We're a one wall kind of fam over here.
I literally,
one wall, that's all.
I literally just went to this side and just started making this kind of wall. In hindsight, it probably would have been better if I had laid them on their side. That way I could have gone taller. But the thought process is basically I'm going to place logs as far over, and that's the marker that I placed originally that went to where the water was too deep to stand in. Gosh, that one flew off. Like it launched.
Flying off the handle.
It was flying off the handle. So I'm basically going to try to make it to where there's no way that they can swim. Well, they can't, so there's no way they can get to us from the water, is what I mean.
That would be nice.
So I'm just going to... And the waves are affecting everything, so I'm going to keep taking this over.
What do you mean the waves are affecting?
Like, as the waves come in, the water gets taller. So it's kind of inconsistent.
Oh. So how'd you like the arenas mode last night? Every time I tuned in, you were like dialed in, so I never really heard any responses.
I really liked how it pays homage to a lot of different kung fu movies. I don't know if you caught any of the references.
I saw The Matrix. I saw one that was Kill Bill.
There's there's one level, the one that takes place in the like the big apartment complex, like the drug house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That the first one of those is the Raid Redemption. And that one was really cool because it's called...
I don't know what that is.
That's my favorite martial arts film. We're going to watch it as part of our watch-along series.
I think that would be a good idea.
But it's the one where you're in tactical armor and you're... it's described as like ascend the apartment and arrest the drug lords as you ascend or something like that. But it's literally like paying homage to Raid Redemption. There was a level that was referencing Old Boy, which people say, I haven't seen it, but I've heard people talk about it as like one of the greatest action scenes of all time or something, which is where the dude's in the hallway with the hammer and he just tears through people. They give you a baseball bat, but it's indestructible, and it's called Old Guy. And it's a hallway where you're looking at your character from the side, so the angle's fixed.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty cool. Come on.
I love that game.
It's a good game.
They really, really put a lot of work and love into that one.
Yep. That should protect us from this side. I don't even know. Like, for all I know, they may be able to climb over these walls. Who knows?
That's what. Well, that's what when we built the walls the first time.
But we
and
hadn't.
They jumped right over.
We didn't give them the pointed tip, though.
We didn't give them the pointed tip. We'll definitely have to do a test at some point.
Yeah.
I say that like we're gonna orchestrate it. I mean like a test will happen at some point. We will know then.
Come on. Come on.
Man, we should have thought about the zipline thing sooner, because grounded we could do that. That was like a whole part.
I mean,
of our
I feel like you could do it in the first forest as well.
probably.
We just didn't think of it. Also, for the wall torches, I'm cutting logs in half so we can place twice as many. But also, so the light is shorter, so we're able to see the ground more effectively rather than just lighting up the air.
Light up the air. Oh, you're like cutting them in half long ways, what you're saying.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're half the height, so you can do 2 posts with 1 log.
Yeah. I thought you were saying like planks. Which admittedly would be a weird way to describe that, but that's where my brain went.
Yeah.
I'm glad this is the route you wanted to go.
This game?
Yes.
Well, you didn't give me a lot of options.
I gave you like 3 options. I gave you 4 options.
You gave me 3 options. Escape Academy is not a legitimate
I don't know why.
I just
refuse.
I'm just never feeling it. Us getting to play games feels like an event to me because it happens like twice a week. And I don't want to waste that on Escape Academy.
I don't know what you mean by waste. I'm like waiting the day that I get to. That would be an
Nope.
event.
Ah, God dang it. Okay, well.
Did you destroy the wall?
No,
Are
but
you
I
dead?
accidentally chopped the wall in. I chopped part of the wall when I didn't mean to.
Nice.
I wonder. That's not what I expected. I'm making this worse.
Oh no. Now it's an angled wall.
Okay.
Man, we really cleared out this.
Once we get that side done, I'm gonna relocate the zip line to the other side, and we're just gonna keep going.
I don't see why we.
What the hell?
Might
What?
as well just leave it. Might as well just leave it.
I can get the rope dart back.
Is
So
that a limited resource?
the rope dart is, but you can pick it up and you get it back. So
that's
so
nice.
we can relocate the zip line as many times as we want. There we go. That was way more complicated than it needed to be.
Did you pick up your zip line from a while back that you?
No.
When we were looking for the flash.
No, no. There
good to
are
know.
2 zip line darts that are just there.
Yeah. Great locations. Great locations.
One of them.
Glad
worked.
I'm glad they're. Yeah, I'm glad we'll have those permanently.
So I was thinking,
It's a dangerous pastime.
that we come up to about here, and then create kind of a tunnel, and make that the bottleneck that they come through,
Okay.
trap it up and stuff.
Trap it up, up, up. Trap it up, up, up.
I'm waiting for one of these times when I walk up, like trying to build the wall, and I turn and I just get completely wrecked by a log on the zip line.
That would be fabulous. In like the worst way, you know? Just think about it for the content.
Right.
I love how I'm pretty sure when I left you guys last time, I had just taken like a nap. And my character has no energy.
Well, drink a energy drink.
I have.
Maybe you are coming down from the sugar high.
Maybe I'm dead. Maybe I'm not really here. That's what I think. So we went to an Easter egg hunt today, Steven.
Uh-huh.
If you could call it that.
What would you call it?
I would call it an attempt at an egg hunt. There were maybe 50 eggs in this yard, and there were probably 25 to 30 kids that showed up.
Okay.
And Asher was definitely among the youngest group, right? I mean, he's not even 2, so it's hard to be younger than him. Basically, Asher got 2 eggs, maybe.
Yep.
And it like we had to walk, and we basically just found the eggs that no one else wanted. And it was just kind of like, well, okay, glad we like planned our whole day around this thing. Because normally we go to the gym, there's like a cheerleader gymnastics like school here, and they do this thing called free gym on Saturdays where you pay like $5.
That's not free.
Well, it's free in the sense that the kids can just run around and do what they want in the gym.
You could sue.
I should for defamation.
That's not.
Yeah.
It's not that.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what we normally do on Saturday, and we've gotten some of our small group friends who have kids Asher's age into it. So anyway, but one of Asher's friends in daycare has been trying to get us to come do something with them. And so they were like, "Hey, egg hunt, let's do that." And we were like, "Okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll try to do that." After we finished, we got in the car, and Lee Allison was like, "That was a stupid egg hunt." She was like, "We should not have. I can't believe we did this." It was very funny. She called her dad, your boss, one of your bosses, and
he's not my boss anymore.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we're
one of your colleagues. Then.
One of my colleagues. Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Your colleague.
I mean, technically, everyone's my boss because they all tell me what to do, but you know.
Well, that's kind of why I said it that way. But anyway, your colleague, and was like, "How many eggs y'all got at this thing? Because you need more." And he was like, "We have literally thousands." She was like, "Great." That's what I wanted to hear.
Are you guys going to the?
Lee Allison and Asher will be there. I will maybe be there for a little bit because I'm shooting a wedding that weekend.
I see.
But we will be that way.
I see. Are you guys going to the parenting conference thing?
I didn't know it was happening, and probably not. But
well, I mean, it's a month away.
What is it?
It's a month away.
Oh, well, I don't know about it. But
well,
it's a month away.
It is a month away. That's you find out the rest. This message will self-destruct in 30 seconds.
You have your task.
Hey, send Lee Allison information about the parenting conference. They hadn't heard about it yet.
Now you're talking to an Elden Ring Platinum owner. Hi, Anna. We're doing good, Austin. I'm glad you got your Platinum. And you had no issues. it's always real nerve-wracking when, at least for me, when you're doing a platinum and it's like, you got to get 3 endings, but if you do it just right, you can snag them all without
that doesn't
actually
phase
replay.
Austin. Austin's like, beat the game 3 times. Pshaw!
Sign me up.
I pissed 3 times.
Wait. What the? That doesn't make sense.
It's like when someone's like, that'll be $5, you're like, I piss $5. You know?
No, I don't. I don't. But
you're wrong.
I piss. I don't piss. Oh man.
How many trees are left on that side?
I honestly, I've just been carrying logs. I feel like half of this. I have not. I'm about to have to cut a lot. Okay. This is the last 2 logs.
Once all the trees are knocked down, let me know and I'll relook at the zip line.
I'm probably gonna. That's the thing. I'm gonna knock them all down, but then I've got to actually get the logs.
Well, actually, I'll just make another. I'm pretty sure I've got enough to make more rope darts.
You should have enough, I would think,
Yeah.
because I know I have at least like 4 or 5. But doing a little quick math here, that means you probably have at least 1 left.
Yeah.
I'm no mathematical expert or anything, but sounds about right.
If you're hungry, we've got a lot of seagull on the drying rack that's ready to eat.
So that was a really fun roller coaster for me, because at first I thought you were talking to me, because obviously who else would you be talking to? But then for a second I was like, oh, he's talking to Anna. He's talking to Anna. And then you said seagull on the drying rack, and I said, no, that was directed at me. It's like I forgot I can be hungry in this game. So Matt is at a T Swift concert.
His wife wanted to go, so his wife and her friend, he took them.
Oh, I gotcha.
He's not going. He's not going to the concert.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not as jealous of him then.
I messed this up.
Have we had the monsters attack us in this base?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm surprised it has not happened yet today.
That's what I was kind of what I was getting to. Man, I love this new axe.
I'm actually going to have Kelvin build some holders at the front. Pardon me while I learn how the building works in this game.
Yeah, no kidding. It's weird. One of the weirdest parts is just the 2 modes. which like I guess they kind of make sense. One is like, here, you can literally just build this by just dropping things on the ground. And the other one is like, here, you want a blueprint? Here's a blueprint. It's like, why not just, let's just do blueprints, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's not what I wanted to do.
Have we talked about the Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom 10-minute gameplay on camera, on content?
No, we haven't.
What's so you were underwhelmed?
I was extremely underwhelmed.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like if you like Breath of the Wild, you're gonna love it. But
yeah,
I wasn't crazy about Breath of the Wild. I thought it was just fine. So to me, it's like this just looks like DLC.
Yeah. The so you weren't like just super jazzed about the new abilities or anything?
I mean, they're new abilities, but it's again like it is. If is that spoiled? Yeah, it's rotten. Shoot.
When I saw Fuse and I forget what the building is, Ultimate Hand, something like that.
The Fuse pisses me off.
I was like, oh my god, this opens up so much. Like this is going to be crazy to see what you can combine.
The Fuse is just an excuse for them to keep the weapon durability, and
go ahead, finish your thought.
And I've seen some comments online, and the sentiment is kind of the same from other people, as far as I can tell, that people are like, why did they keep this? Because like so many people are like, this is literally the only thing about that game that I did not like, and they kept it. And to me, I mean, I've been saying for a while now that the biggest hurdle that a new Zelda game has to overcome is the lack of criticism, because there aren't enough people saying, hey, Breath of the Wild was good, but it had missteps. Let's look at those missteps and let's talk about those missteps. Because when you don't have those people saying that, then you have a situation where a developer doesn't see the need to change. And so when a mechanic that just ultimately is a misstep, if they don't get pointers about their game, like people saying, hey, have you considered this? Then why would they change it?
Well, here's my thing. I don't think a misstep seems like that seems like a strong word. Like I don't
the
know
weapon durability from my standpoint was a gigantic misstep.
So I was reading a fun article from Kotaku today that was basically they were looking at all of the Zelda games like ever, and basically saying like, here's the best thing from this game, and then here's the worst thing, and it goes through all of them. And it was a fun read. It was nice to kind of look back and think through. And as soon as I read it, I was like, oh, well, Breath of the Wild is going to be the weapon degradation. And sure enough, I get there, and that's what it was. But then reading the little paragraph on it, they kind of pointed out something I had never really thought about. And I forget exactly how they said it, but basically they were just saying the weapon degradation was meant to basically help make you think on. You're supposed to think on your feet. You're supposed to not have a stock of amazing weapons on hand. The idea, the goal, I think, that Nintendo had and wanted you to have was to basically have to think on the fly and say, oh shoot, I don't have my super great Guardian X anymore. What can I throw together? How can I kill one of these guys and get their weapon to use that against them? Like, I think that's like what they were going for. I think with Fuse, that's even more evident. Because the whole time I was watching them do Fuse, because I mean, literally, he took a branch and fused it to a rock and was like, boom, weapon, let's do this, let's go. And I remember thinking, I was like, I would never have a tree branch. Like, this would I'm going to be fusing a great sword to something crazy. You know, like I don't know what I'm even going to do with this. But again, I think that was them. I think that was their intent. That was how they hoped it would play.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately most players just, collected as many Korok seeds as they could to have more storage space, and then kept a stockpile of their best weapons. And
that's the thing, like that. Breath of the Wild has, in terms of like games with weapon durability, before Breath of the Wild, I would have thought of a game like Far Cry 2. Because in Far Cry 2, weapons would rust, and it got to the point where you could visually tell if a weapon was rusted, and the more you used it, the worse you took care of it, the more often it would jam, or it would be less accurate, it would underperform, and then eventually it would just explode.
Right.
And so... But the thing about that, though, is that it gave you plenty of time, and like you could do entire missions with a gun before it would be unusable. With Breath of the Wild, it's like with a lot of weapons, you kill one or two enemies and then you're done.
Yeah.
And so, like Breath of the Wild, when I think of weapon durability, like done bad, Breath of the Wild is it. Yeah. Like it is in my opinion the absolute worst version of that, and I understand what they're going for with the whole idea of you gotta use what you got, but I think and this is of course all theory, but I think it was one of those mechanics that again, hey, let's head in to rest because it's getting dark.
Yep.
But I think it was one of those things where this Breath of the Wild was an experiment. They tried that experiment, and they didn't get enough feedback saying, hey, here's what we would want of the next game, because people did nothing but sing its praises and act like it was a perfect game. And so they were like, oh, well, everybody thought that was perfect, so let's just elaborate on this mechanic that everyone hated. Because they may not have had the awareness that everyone hated it.
I think they knew that was something people didn't like.
Well, then it's their fault for keeping in the worst mechanic that they've ever introduced in a Zelda game.
Again, I think they doubled down. And, like, I'm interested to see how many weapons we're going to just find in this next one. Kind of with that mindset of, like, oh, no, they want you to think on your feet. They want you to fuse a stick to a rock to make a weapon so that it works. But I agree. I mean, I don't like the weapon degradation either. And I thought when they showed off Fuse at first, before, like, I mean, obviously we had never seen this, so he started talking. And he was like, "Oh, my stick's almost broken. What am I going to do?" And I was like, "Oh, cool. They made a fix your weapon ability."
See, that's where I thought he was going with it, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, you can make weapons that no one wants to use." That's what I was like. That's.
I was just like, it blew my brain. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be crazy. All the things you can do.
But here's the thing, though. A mechanic that makes for good Twitter content doesn't make for good gameplay. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, Brody showed that picture of that dude that put, like, 12 things together as a weapon.
Right.
That's funny. And like, that's cool, but...
I mean, I don't think you can't do that in the game, probably.
But but like it's one of those things that when I see something or when I hear someone say, "I can't wait to see what people do with that," to me it's like, okay, but is that made to benefit the game, or is that made to benefit the visibility of the game? Because Breath of the Wild has a lot of that. But, like, that wasn't the purpose, because, again, Breath of the Wild was an experiment, so it was very much a sandbox game in both how you explored, but also the physics and the way you interacted with the world.
Right.
But I think Nintendo benefited a lot from that, because you'd have these people creating all this crazy stuff and doing all these crazy moves. But pretty much everyone, and the vast majority of people playing the game don't play the game that way. And like when you ask yourself, when you say to yourself, "I can't wait to see what people do with this," I guess this is more of a question than it is just a statement. But does that get you excited for the playing the game, or does that just get you more excited about seeing the Twitter videos of people?
No, it gets me excited about like I hadn't even thought about like, oh shit, what are people gonna do this? I've been wondering, what am I gonna get to do with this? Like, what are the things that are you can actually put together? And like you saying, like, oh great, cool, we can make weapons that no one's gonna want to use. Now, like, they showed a stick morphing to a boulder. Like, okay, I'm probably never gonna use that. But they had the mushroom to the shield that made the smoke screen. Okay, now we're talking about something I might use. I can't wait to see how every ingredient affects an arrow. Because he showed us like the Korok leaf arrow, and then changed it to the Kinsey eye arrow thing. And the whole time I've just been like, what is that going to do? I've been to your point about Twitter. I've seen a bunch of people be like, I can't wait to find out what meat arrows do. And it's just like, reality, some of these things just probably aren't going to have an effect. But if I can shoot a meat arrow that just is an arrow at somebody, it's going to make it way more fun. Or not even more fun, but just kind of funny to do. But I don't know.
But
and then, not to mention, then you get to, okay, well, crazy. I've got this, the saw blade, Guardian saw blade thing, chainsaw sword. That I have. What can I make that into a spear now by adding a long stick to it? What's that going to look like? So,
but it just seems gimmicky to me. Like, sure, you can create. Like, I honestly don't even remember like the animations of. By the way, when you're done clearing that side, I already created a zip line on the other side.
Thank you. Yeah, I noticed that. Okay. I'm almost done over here.
But is creating that crazy Frankenstein's monster of a weapon really going to impact gameplay for longer than like 2 minutes, like at a time? Because
I mean, again, that amalgamation is the funny thing, and a stick and a boulder, probably not. Like, that's something I'll use when I'm desperate. When I you remember that island that basically made you start the game over? Like, that's something I'll definitely use there to get ahead as fast as possible. But no, when I'm going to fight Ganon, I'm probably going to have, the Master Sword morphed with a Guardian chainsaw. I'm going to have like two Master Swords morphed together somehow.
Those amalgam weapons, have we seen what ways? And I know we saw the mushroom shield. That was probably the best showing of like creativity.
And I think that's the thing, Steven, is I think he showed us the bare bones of it. I mean, literally, he took a twig and morphed it with a rock. Like, that was kind of what he showed from the start. He showed us a long stick and a pitchfork, and what does that do? So I think they did that on purpose to show you, like, okay, like, here's what you can do, but just think about what you could do with that. But obviously, I don't know. I haven't seen the rest of it.
I remain skeptical. It's one of those things that, like, if this was a large expansion to an existing game, that would all feel right at home, because that's something that you could have easily plugged into Breath of the Wild, and it would have been a cool new feature. But when we get 10 minutes of a direct and everything looks like not even a reskin, it just looks like an expansion of a game that's 7 years old. Yeah. And I know this is like, I'm not counting this against the direct, but this was just something that made my ears kind of twitch a little bit. But he said, if I was to sit here and tell you about all the differences in Hyrule, we'd run out of time. But it was a 10-minute direct.
Yeah.
So it's like, are you saying that you could fit all the differences in 10 minutes?
Have you seen people like do a breakdown of that footage and show all the changes?
No, and
So, like, and this is, you're not going to care about this, but I'm just telling you, like, there's a lot of changes already. Like, basically they showed a camera by camera shot of what that area looks like in the game now, like from the ground. The biggest thing that I noticed immediately is that all of the old Guardians that were like broken down and rusted in the ground, those are all gone. any Guardian like towers, that you had, like the fast travel points and what do they call it in Assassin's Creed, the synchronization points, whatever.
Yeah.
All of those are gone. Any that
Okay.
you could have seen from the original are not there, and they're replaced by some new types of towers that are in the background that we don't know what they are. I assume they're going to be similar things.
But it's a tower that replaced a tower?
Well, no, they're in different spots.
Okay.
And I mean, like, whoop-de-doo, maybe it is the same thing. I'm just saying, like, that's something that's different. And then there seems to be a lot of different, like, the little stable area. It's puffing smoke in the new footage, and they don't do that in their version now. And, like, that's a small thing, but, I don't know if that signifies something. But anyway, I'm sure there's lots of differences that we're going to find. A lot of people think that this is going to almost kind of have, like, an Elden Ring thing too, where there's an underground map that they haven't shown or explained. And to your point of what you were kind of getting out of, this was a 10-minute direct, and all you showed, from what you showed us, this doesn't look like a big expansion. I think with what they showed us, I my whole thing going into it, I was like, I'm nervous about what they're going to show, because I don't want them to come in here and spoil it all. And 10 minutes really isn't enough for that, but still, like, I didn't want to see too much. Right. And I felt like showing us the abilities that we're probably going to get right out of the gate was a really safe way to do that. And then even in how they did that, I think they kept it as basic and simple as possible. Like, again, here's a stick and a boulder. Just think of what you can do with actually good weapons, to your point. Yeah. But I understand with the degradation or the weapon degradation and where you're coming from that. But so you're telling me though, the building, like the like how he made a boat and took that across, and then later in the direct he's like, yeah, the trailer where there were all these vehicles, you can make those on the fly, and it's gonna be crazy.
Maybe it's just me, but that's like a big who cares. Like, it's like, that's cool that you can interact with the world that way, but so what? Like, I don't know. I saw that and I was like, that's cool, but I don't see what that really. Again, it's just another thing where it's like, I don't want Zelda to just be sandbox with no substance. Mm-hmm. I don't want it to just be, hey, here's the latest toys you can interact with the world. That's not Zelda to me, and that's what Breath of the Wild was. And so, like, to me, I don't get excited about new features like that, because if I wanted to, like, make a car, I would go play Lego
Banjo-Kazooie
Nuts and Bolts, or the Lego 2K Drive thing. Like, that's one of those things. It's like, cool. That's not what I play Zelda for.
Yeah.
But again, it's impressive. It's interesting. But I just feel like every worry that I've had for the game still stands.
Yeah. You're basically not going to be satisfied until you've seen the whole thing.
Not necessarily. Like.
I mean, that's what it's. I mean, because you're saying basically he just showed you what I would say are going to be most. I hope we still have the old powers. I would think, especially with bombs.
If I had not been shown what was shown,
mm-hmm.
I would have bought the game. So the direct made me not want to buy the game, because
that's so funny. That's so funny.
Well, it's because it affirmed my worries that they're just doubling down on the Breath of the Wild feel, and like they could salvage it by showing, like, the substance and story, the activities to do. I don't care about ways that I can interact with the world. Like, they had that in Breath of the Wild. Sure, we have more of that now, but tell me what I'm going to be doing on my adventure. Are there dungeons again, or is it just the stupid puzzle?
Did you take my zipline?
I thought you were done.
A wizard is never done, nor is he early.
We'll use that zipline now. I'll help you out.
He comes precisely when he means to.
but is that making sense? Because this was just
I totally get it, but I'll just be honest. If they had shown substance in the trailer or in this direct, I would have been upset.
Well, I don't even want spoilers.
If he had showed like for instance, one of the other things that people noticed from comparing the footage, there are no shrines anywhere in the new thing. And like I don't know how you felt about shrines, but shrines were fun. But a lot of people's complaints were, I want traditional dungeons back.
That's one of my complaints. I thought shrines were fine until you realized, oh, this is all there is.
This is it. So I am thinking, I think ultimately we probably will have some sort of shrine activity back. But I think they're going to do more traditional dungeons. And like, again, talking about the underground stuff that a lot of people are thinking, especially, and this is stuff based on really just the first trailer because it's all underground. I'm wondering if we're gonna have underground dungeons, and when I say dungeons, I mean like traditional Zelda solve the puzzle dungeons. But I don't know. Obviously we haven't seen any of that. But like if they had showed that, I would have been not mad, but like, oh dang, I wish this whole thing could have been a surprise. But I don't know. It would have. I think it would have solved. It would have given a lot of people hope. Just like, oh my God, we're back to dungeons.
That's what they need to do. Is say like, this is how we've improved where we lacked in the previous game. Because all they've done is they just sold the game to the people that already pre-ordered the collector's edition.
Right.
I don't know if anything they showed, and obviously like. This is coming from my perspective, and people like I don't know anyone who isn't like excited about the game in some way, but I don't know how that direct helped them sell any copies that weren't already purchased.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
And so that's what I am looking for is how is this game going to be an improvement in where Breath of the Wild lacked, because what they need to do for me is they need to sell me on how this is not the game that I didn't like.
Right.
And so far it's just more of the game that, and to say I didn't like it is strong, because I enjoyed aspects of it, but ultimately it felt like a very wide pond, like where it was a very pretty open world with nothing to do except for interact with the world itself. It was a literal empty sandbox that gave you the toys to do crazy things. And that's fine, but it's been 7 years. Give us a story, give us content. Don't just give us a few more toys and basically the same map. And when I say basically, obviously it's not the same map. But
no, I agree with you there. It's definitely going to be the same map. Like it's going to be the same map with the occasional differences in what's there and how things have changed.
Like I said when we texted. Also, hey Mike, if this had come out, like, or even if they had like announced a release date like 2 years after Breath of the Wild had come out, like if this was a lot quicker between, that would be a completely different story. Because Doom Eternal, when they announced Doom Eternal, I didn't even know it was a new game. I thought it was an expansion, which is why I wasn't like super excited and why we got so criticized. Because to me, it felt like we had just gotten Doom 2016. And so they announced Doom Eternal, and it was like, oh, cool, a new game. And because it was so quick, it didn't have to be super different, which Doom Eternal, like, based on who you ask, it was very different. But with this, it's like, how long were we between the game that came out before Breath of the Wild and Breath of the Wild? I think we had done that math before.
We've done that math. This is the longest it's been between games.
And so for the current impression to be, this looks like a game I already played, just with more bells and whistles, that's a problem to me.
Yeah, my kind of stance with, we haven't really had a lot of marketing for this game. I have my optimist self just tells me that they don't feel like they have to sell the game because the other one kind of speaks for itself.
Right.
And so they're hoping that people will go for it because of the success of the first one.
Right.
But and then on top of that, I hope they're not showing it because they want it to be as much of a surprise as it can be, and like they just don't want to reveal too much about it. The cynical side of me says they don't want to reveal too much about it because it is the
what
same
you see is what you get.
game. Yeah, and like again, looking at the direct, which to your point, you know, it sold it to people who had already bought it.
Yeah. It just reaffirmed the.
It reaffirmed. It got us excited. You know, it got people who were already on board excited. But the cynical side of me is saying that they don't want to show too much because if they show too much, people are going to go, "Oh, I'm not paying for DLC for this." You know.
Right. And.
But I don't know.
And Nintendo, I always have my guard up when Nintendo talks about anything, like any new game, because they're up there with Bungie in terms of their fan base basically having Stockholm. Because they don't they don't have to do anything and people buy their stuff. Pokemon is prime example of that. Like Pokemon or not.
Well, Pokemon is not really Nintendo, so I wouldn't lump them together.
Yes, it is.
No, it's Pokemon Company.
They literally share an office with the Nintendo corporate.
I know, but it's
Nintendo.
Nintendo puts a lot more care into their games than Pokemon does, I would say.
At the moment.
Sure.
But Pokemon fans and Nintendo fans, there is much overlap. Mm-hmm. They share a lot of the fan base. And they have that same mentality of I'm buying this because it is that property.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like you know, people are buying games that Nintendo made years ago, you know.
Yeah. And and Nintendo earned that reputation at a time. Mm-hmm. But it should never be at such a spot where like
Steven doesn't like people to be comfortable. when developers get too comfortable, Steven gets nervous.
Not kind of, yeah, but
in so many words,
it's more so that like you should never stop. Like you should never take advantage of a consumer base. Because any company, most companies, when they get to that spot where they realize, oh, we've got them on the hook so much we don't really have to try. Mm-hmm. It's hard to argue against looking at the bottom line and saying, let's just throw out the same crap we did last time, watch the money flow in, put in minimal effort. Mm-hmm. And when you have such a loyal fan base as Nintendo and Pokemon, that's how you get Pokemon.
Yeah.
And there's minimal love put into the art. Yeah. And it's just a cash cow. And I think I know it's difficult to say like you need to treat Zelda like you'd treat any other IP, being that Zelda needs to sell you on its existence every single time as much as any other game does. And I mean, I try to be that way. I know there are exceptions. Like, to me, when I see Supergiant, I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to buy this because they don't miss. They've literally never missed. Or Remedy. Like, I've got some of those, but I still try to keep my hopes grounded, and I still expect to be sold the product. And I think that we all should be that way, because otherwise it just becomes like, all right, buying the Assassin's Creed game this year or the Call of Duty game this year, you know? Like, it's just another part of the routine.
Well, see, and I think Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is a really, really interesting comparison, because more than any other Zelda game ever, it's literally a sequel. even Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which I think is the closest thing we could compare. This is literally a direct sequel, and we've just never had that. So I think that's
we have, but I
where...
can't think of which one. I'm racking my brain. There have been.
Oh, I was gonna say, tell me, because I don't know.
Well, Minish Cap was a prequel to Four Swords, I think. Like there's one that I can't think of, but
I mean, if you look at the timeline, obviously they all connect or whatever. But I think even more than Minish Cap and Four Swords, this is
right.
This is a lot more direct. It's literally this. We're playing as the same Link. I don't know that that's ever happened. You know what I mean?
Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, but yeah. And
is it the same?
It's the same, yeah. Because it's after you leave the Master Sword, and it's less a sequel and more of an alternate timeline sequel. Like it's the bad ending, essentially.
Right.
But yeah,
Anyway, all of that to say, I think more than any other Zelda game, this is the one. It's kind of to your point, like every Zelda game should prove that it needs to exist, and I think this is the one that's weirdest to do because it's literally Breath of the Wild Part 2, and so how does that work? But I totally see where you're coming from, and that's why I was like, I wouldn't lump Pokemon and Nintendo together, because I feel like I forget exactly what you said when I wanted to jump in and say this, but you were saying something like it's easy to get complacent or whatever, and like I think Pokemon has very much so gotten complacent and has just been like, oh, people are gonna buy this.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what we do. Just come up with some new cute creatures. Make sure they fit into the standard design, the base level design that we have, and then let's roll the tape and cash the check. I feel like Nintendo still has a little bit more integrity to what they're doing with that stuff. Splatoon is like the closest I can think of to just like, you know what, just slap it together and let's call it a day, but I think every other iteration that they do puts a lot of love and care into it, and especially depending on what the hardware is, that it's going to, and I mean obviously it's going to a Nintendo hardware, but like, everybody did something special with the Wii, and then I don't know that there was that much special with the Wii U, but just they try to make the features fit whatever the console feature is. So I don't know, but to your point, and I especially think if the next Nintendo console is just a Switch 2, I wonder how much more of that complacency is going to come.
I would love if it was a Switch 2, like if it was the same concept but just better.
Better, yeah.
Because I freaking love my. It's like if someone came up to me today and was like, "I can get one gaming console, not a PC. What should it be?" I would tell them get a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. And I agree. And like I don't want them to do the normal Nintendo thing, which is just create some wackadoo thing,
some gimmick that no one wants.
Yeah, for the next thing. Like you've done it. You've reached, and I don't know if you remember the presentation where they first showed the Nintendo Switch, but they started it by kind of going back to the very beginning of Nintendo's history and walking through each console. And it's really funny how they built in mobility to almost every console, but it was just obnoxious. Like no one used it that way. Like the GameCube had a handle, and they were like, our intent was for people to take it with them. And it was like, okay, well, obviously no one would do that, but yeah, you did do that. And then, the Wii, I think the Wii U was a very telling thing of what the Switch was going to be like, because it was basically just like cut the connection, cut the dock off, and you've got it.
Cut the what off?
Anyway, cut the dock off. Get your docks out. So yeah, like they did it. They made the quote unquote the perfect Nintendo console with the Switch, and now they just need to have hardware.
They just need to keep it up.
I guess really internal hardware that you got to keep those docks up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally agree. It's like, okay, we need a Switch 2 needs to be a Steam Deck today.
Yeah, the Steam Deck
At the
feels
very
like
least.
black magic. Like,
Yeah.
I've talked to my brother about this because he's the one that got me to get one, and I've told him like playing Division in a handheld feels like I'm breaking the rules. Like it feels like I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. Which is really cool, and I would love to see Nintendo do that. But that's another thing that just has me. Oh God. Man, I launched that log.
Yeah, my biggest thing coming out of this was, man, I hate that this is on the Switch.
Yeah, because
I was just like, God, it just doesn't look great.
Because for the past several console generations, for Nintendo, I feel like is the new Zelda game, like the next big Zelda game, has been their like the turning point where you had Twilight Princess came out on the GameCube and the Wii. Breath of the Wild came out on the Wii U and the Switch. And here we are. It's time for the next thing, and
This is probably the first time too that a Zelda game. Because you're right, Zelda is always is usually a transitional game.
yes,
I guess
it's a system selling
Nintendo
launch
64. Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time again. All right, it's kind of the fallback example, but yeah, that's the only other time that I can think of that two proper Zelda games happened on the same like main console without it being a transitional piece.
right.
But yeah, it's usually the transition piece of, hey, this will work on a GameCube, but it looks better on the Wii.
Right.
You know, here's Breath of the Wild Wii U, but it looks way better on the Switch. And like, honestly, I feel like after this, like, I don't know what comes next for the Switch, you know? Like, I don't know. Breath of the Wild 7 years later doesn't look any better than it did 6 years later. Like, again, if you look at comparison footage, like, maybe a little bit. You know, maybe it's a little bit cleaned up. Maybe they figured out a little bit better how to handle or not even handle, but just like how to optimize the Switch hardware. But
Building
ultimately,
this game
it's
is very frustrating.
Ultimately it's very similar.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how much further the Switch goes because it launched behind and it's still behind. It's just getting further and further behind.
Yeah.
And I really think the Steam Deck came and just took their lunch money, kicked them in the groin, and said, do better. Like, I don't know what Nintendo's going to have to... Like, I feel like Nintendo's going to have to bring somebody in and just say, look, we need you to make a Steam Deck for us and it be that powerful. We want to be on the same level as these other guys, and we don't really care what we have to do to make it happen. That's kind of where I feel like we're at, but I don't know if Nintendo's really going to do that.
Right, because Nintendo is
That's
always...
where we're at. That's what they need to do.
It's what they need to do.
I don't know if they're going to do.
But Nintendo has always been the type that, like... Well, not always, but ever since the quote-unquote console wars really started with, you know, Team Blue and Team Green.
Well, you know what's funny? I laugh all the time. So Sony started making games because they saw what Nintendo was doing and said, hey, this is amazing stuff. Can we make you a more powerful console that you can, like, put your games on? And then Nintendo said, no, thanks.
Yep.
And Sony said, well, we already made it. Why don't we just start making games?
Yep.
And here we are. And Sony, to this day, there's an alternate universe, Steven, where Sony doesn't exist, but Nintendo, who I would say Nintendo and Sony both put an equal amount of love and care into their games, but Sony has the PlayStation 5 and can do crazy stuff because of the hardware that they have. But there's an alternate universe where Nintendo, there is not a Sony. Well, I guess there's a Sony. There's not a PlayStation. But Nintendo games run on a PS5.
Yep.
Like, I just can't even imagine. So, I don't know.
The building in this game is driving me nuts. I have a very clear idea of what I want to do.
I love the tunnel idea that you got going.
It's not letting me do it. So I'm just going to uproot everything that I've placed on the ground and continue to hit myself because the freaking game, and we're just not gonna have a floor. That's what we're gonna do.
You can't have a floor?
It won't let me make the floor correctly.
I'm coming over. I don't understand what you're saying.
The frame, I think it's because of the terrain. The frame won't work.
It won't like adjust the.
It won't adjust. I was able to make 2 floors, and then that was it. Kelvin. You moron.
So you had a floor here.
I had a floor up there, but that's all I could make. It wouldn't let me go further than that in any direction.
You're gonna hate this. Could you have, if you
I'm
take
not.
these walls
I'm
down,
not. I would rather have not do the walls than I would have a floor. How dare you?
I wish y'all could see my perspective from that, because Steven like came around the corner and then he was like almost like hiding. He was like, I can't look at you. I can't look at you without trying to kill you.
Thank you, Kelvin. Yes, that's the log that is. Thank you, Kelvin.
I'm just gonna brain dump about Breath of the Wild until you tell me something else you want to talk about.
Please talk about something else.
Okay.
There was something that I was going to mention, but I completely forgot what it was. So yeah, figure out what that was, and then let's talk about that.
Well, I was just going to talk about the other 2 abilities and how I'm not as jazzed about them. Like the Ascend ability. Like that one, I'm kind of... That's the one that makes me go, if we lost Magnesis, which ultimately I think is obsolete at this point... if we lost Magnesis, the bomb, the frozen thing, and stasis, if we lost all of those for this stupid Ascend ability, I'm gonna be mad.
Mike, stop.
But stasis, or well, what's he saying? You guys know what Nintendo
He's making
really
fun
means?
of you.
Oh, hey, I'm all about it. Nintendo, I don't know if this was their April Fool's bit or not, but Destiny put out something of like an announcement for like a mobile game today, and I was like, surely this is a joke, right?
They'd do it.
Yeah, I mean, they would do it. It was one of those that like, it wasn't so... Normally April Fool's jokes are so obnoxious that you get it.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo's joke today was that all of the Mario games now will you can switch them to a mode that lets the voice actors from the movie voice the characters in the game. And like, obviously that's not a thing. that's okay, funny joke. But yeah, Destiny saying that, it was like, no, I'd believe that you guys would do some shit like that.
Yeah,
so
you would totally make a gacha mobile game that plays like Flappy Bird.
Flappy Ghost.
You had to say it. Now they're Luke Smith.
Somebody wrote that down on a note piece of napkin.
Luke Smith just never mind.
Never mind.
I'm not gonna.
I just wanted. All I was saying then was basically what the Steam Deck does, which I just wanted to be able to play Destiny without having to move my PlayStation 5 downstairs. And now I've just gotten to the point where I'm either, I don't know if I'm too lazy or I've just decided, you know what, I'd rather just sit upstairs and play games. So I don't move my systems anymore. But at the time, it was just like, man, if I could just have the system, the games I want to play on my Switch, and then my Switch be a Steam Deck, then I would be sitting pretty. But there's some other thing that's like a Steam Deck. I'm blanking on the name. It kind of has a funny name. It's like Aoni or something like that. And it's basically a Steam Deck, but it's $1,000, and it's a PC essentially, which I know the Steam Deck is too. But the Steam Deck runs Linux. This is just like a normal, it's basically like it has all the power of a gaming laptop, like a really high-end gaming laptop.
Yeah.
But it's built like a Steam Deck. But it's like literally $1,000. And I looked into like, okay, what if I switched my Destiny stuff to Steam? Like, what does that look like? And basically, I'd have to buy all the expansions again. And I was like, nah, not worth it. Not worth it. I wouldn't have to buy all of them, but I'd have to re-download the ones that are free now, and then I'd have to buy, I think, the last 2 or something like that. And I was just like, ugh, that's annoying. But yeah, like literally that was it. It was like, okay, I will buy this $1,000 thing to play Destiny in bed.
That's
but no.
really sad.
Not even, it wouldn't have been just for Destiny, but you know, like
sure?
I was also thinking about it for Redfall. I was just like, Redfall's coming up. I will only be able to play that on a PC because it's a Xbox Game Pass thing. There was one other. Oh, Starfield. That was the other one. I was like,
where are you on Starfield? Let's talk about that piece of shit.
Okay, let's talk. I am not going to get it unless reviews come out. They won't shut up about it. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna try it on Game Pass.
Here's the thing. Well, that's the thing. It's coming to Game Pass, so like, yeah, I'll probably. Here's the thing. It's not co-op, right? It's not something we can really stream together.
No, it's not.
So basically, if it was a thing I was gonna have to buy, I would not be buying it.
Come back to base. We need to sleep.
And as far as is it gonna be a thing that I like? Play to completion, it's gonna have to do it. Like I'm gonna have to hear a lot of people be impressed about it, or something, you know. And
well,
so far, I'm not.
Just remember, it's Bethesda.
Remember the 5th of November.
You should probably wait to drink till.
You know what, Steven? I was about to die from thirst. So
you have a cantina. Why don't you use the cantina?
It's an empty cantina.
Go fill it up at the stream. Don't fill it up here.
I know. I'm not going to fill it up here, and I'm not going to go to the stream.
Why? It's right there.
What do you mean right there?
Go up the beach. And yes, it is worth it. You see,
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to level with you. First off, let me ask you this.
I don't know how to drink, Steven.
Let me level with you here. The zip line that we currently have made. Is that are we pretty? Do we feel pretty confident locking that one in?
I don't know. Are you about to tell me that there's a problem with it?
No, I'm about to tell you I'm going to make a zip line network to the stream.
Great idea. Go do that.
Yeah. Okay. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that if you were like, oh,
the way it works.
Move it.
You're gonna need to make sure that there's no obstruction. So you may want to go to that corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna clear a little bit.
Yeah,
here. I'm just gonna walk.
And you have to shoot the rope gun at point A and then walk to point B until it's close enough to where you've got the light, and then you'll shoot point B. I would put a log at both points.
Yeah.
Just so you have a visual landmark.
How far can these
It can go. I haven't found the limit yet. I'm sure there is one, but it can go pretty far. I mean, if you look at the one that I placed, it's got some distance.
I'm thinking about how Death Stranding works and trying to think
another way.
How far that would let you go.
Think a different way.
How do you feel about E3? We haven't talked about that.
It bums me out. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but it bums me out.
Yeah.
And Jeff Keighley is the world's biggest asshole.
So you're saying I shoot point A and then walk?
Yes. You're not going to have a log at point B, though.
I've already got it. I did point B first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I disconnected, I think. Yeah, I did.
You'll hear it like unwinding.
If you aim, yeah, if you try to aim, which doesn't exist in this game, it unwinds. Yeah, I don't love how Jeff has really just kind of danced on his grave.
He's such a prick. He is such a self-involved prick.
What I think is funny about Jeff and what he's trying to do.
Is that it's
If you
completely
think-
about his own legacy and not the good of the industry? Yeah.
Well, no, I was going to say what I think about how Jeff is doing this is that Jeff is essentially just making E3, but in his image, you know?
He's just
or the way he wants to do it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He wants to be the guy responsible for the way things are because he doesn't care about the industry as much as he cares about his place in the industry. Because he's it's all about his pride. He's arrogant.
Well, I mean, like I like the Game Awards, and I like some of the other shows that I've liked the Summer Games Fest of the past that he's done because
There's
last
been
year-
nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. Everything was falling apart, and then COVID happened, which was kind of the first nail in the coffin, and then it's just kind of been a stumbling block from there. But I don't know. It's one of those things that it's funny how I think we are all sad about how E3 has turned out because ultimately we're still getting E3. It's just like it was in 2020 where it was all spread out.
Right.
And so like I hope Jeff's stuff works because it's the closest thing to me that's the best chance we have of getting back to an E3 here's everything in 1 week kind of schedule.
He is such an unlikable person to me that I would rather he fail and it not work than I would have E3 again.
Steven wants to tie the anchor to Jeff's foot and hope that he gets dragged down with it.
I want to be the one to kick the cinder block into the water.
Well, Jeff kicked it in the water. It's just you want to make sure that rope's tied real good.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a weird analogy, but we're there.
I am gonna I'm gonna relocate this. I'm gonna make another zip line.
Okay.
But I'm gonna make it over to the tree line.
Don't mess with mine.
Yeah.
Mine is part of the network now. The network called.
What?
How do I load it?
The
Oh, here we
zipline gun?
I got it. You know what we need to figure out, Steven?
What?
A reliable way to get resin.
I don't know if such thing exists. I think we just gotta deal with what we get. Because although it probably respawns.
Oh, you think?
Stuff definitely respawns in this game.
Okay, well that's better. I was just saying, if there's a thing we could kill consistently or grow consistently to make resin, that would probably be a really good idea.
I doubt such thing exists.
You know what they say about doubters?
They
doubt.
They doubt. That's.
But yeah, sad that E3 had to go.
Yep.
You know, it would be really smart if we had a lot of rope darts.
What?
Make a zip line to the printer.
Yeah.
There's my gun. Here we go.
Dang, this thing's got some range.
I like this thing now that I'm seeing how it works.
Yeah. Nope.
All right. I have one rope dart left. but I have done what I needed to do.
You should be able to make more.
Like at the,
I'm pretty sure I remember finding
I know we found some.
like the
a couple
darts,
times.
and you just got to combine it with rope or whatever.
I was about to be like, okay, Steven, you know how you said you made the joke, how do you drink? It was not giving me a prompt. Alright, let's see here. Okay. Steven, we now have a zip line to the stream.
Excellent.
And fun bonus, like once we get to this point from wherever we're traveling, it's just a quick little zip line home. It definitely works better if you hit the right button, but you know, most things do.
Right.
I do wish you could just stay on the zip line and it would just take you. Instead, you have to jump a couple points.
I'm really glad that there's no collision on the zip line itself.
I was thinking the same thing. I was literally riding it down. I hate all this brush.
Burn it.
For real?
I think if you like hit it with a torch, it'll
How do I have not made a torch yet.
stick, cloth, I think.
Stick, cloth. Nice. It's not really working how I was hoping it would.
It's kind of wonky.
Yeah, it didn't work, but I appreciate the effort.
So I've got another zip line that goes straight from over here. It's closer to the trees. So feel free to use that one instead.
Where?
Where I am. Figured I just put one closer to the tree line so that we could shortcut it.
Okay, yeah, nice.
I've gotten too good at killing seagulls.
Ah, fuck.
I just killed 2 of them with a log.
You killed 2 of them with a log?
Yeah, I just threw it at him.
Wow.
Most people need a stone to kill 2 birds, but I did it with wood.
I did it with a giant log. Wow. Do you think Jeremy's proud of all our building or disappointed?
I don't know. I like to think that wherever he is up there,
In that great blue sky.
that great toy box in the sky.
Great toy box in the sky.
How am I doing on cloth?
So-
Yikes, I'm down to 10 cloth. How much cloth do you have?
5.
What?
5.
Jeez.
I made a lot of Molotovs the last... Look, when we had to go back into... when it was just me and Matt in that cave, it might as well have just been me in that cave. All right? I'm just going to say.
Dang.
I probably played... I don't know that I've ever played this game better from a battle stance than when I was alone in that cave with Matt.
Wow.
It felt very much like a Joel and Ellie situation, but Last of Us Part 1.
I see.
I was Joel. And Matt was a worse Ellie.
Dang, just gonna go in on her boy like that.
No, but it just I used every resource I had, just about, in that tunnel.
Gotcha.
Because I don't know if you remember that one. But
I
it's
do.
long, and there's a lot of Fajingers.
Yep.
And we had to fight them all. Oh god, we got company.
Zip on over. I'm gonna meet him at the beach.
Oh man, I wish he was under me. I would have.
You are not Altair. That would not work.
God damn, we fucking rock.
You know what? I'm taking your legs. You don't deserve legs. I can't cut his legs. You know what? You get to keep those legs, but not the head.
You know what? You know what? Maybe you can have your legs.
You know what? You're not worth it. You're not worth it.
I don't even like your legs.
I don't even want them.
You have ugly legs. Did you take his head?
No, it wouldn't let me take anything.
No.
You enjoy that rest there, Kelvin.
I hope if we can like build a ballista
That we can launch
tell
Kelvin.
Oh no, I was gonna say that we could tell Kelvin to man it.
That would be great.
Like, all right, Kelvin, this is your post. If anyone comes in eye line,
He would shoot Matt, and we'd turn and see him just 100 yards away, giving us a thumbs up. Good job, Kelvin. Great.
Good job, Kelvin.
Which,
Proud of you.
I mean, we told him to kill the cannibals. Matt wasted
And
absolutely
Matt-
no time becoming a cannibal.
Matt did not waste any time. He understood the assignment and threw the assignment out the window. Said, "Here, I'm gonna just be a cannibal." Somebody had to. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna try to hunt another turtle, as much as I hate to do that. Get us another rain catcher.
The turtle pope would be disappointed in you.
I gave up my ways. Remember?
You're gonna have to do so much absolution.
I don't serve the turtle pope anymore. I gave up.
Since when?
Remember? I disavowed the Erd tree and.
Oh, when you burnt it?
Oh, by the way, you can get a can opener over here. Like, just Jeremy and I figured that out. Like on the back of the island, there's a bunch of drinks, and there's a can opener.
Nice. Okay, I'll come over there.
But yeah, it was when I decided that my build was garbage and it was never going to be good. So I burned the Erd tree, and decided that I was a dragon invocation person. So
Bitch now, yeah.
wow. Okay, rude.
I mean, I meant it in an endearing way.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy says that. He says, "Hey, what up, bitch?" Doesn't he? Am I crazy? Isn't that a thing?
No.
There's a bunch of tape back here
Yes,
too.
you know Jeremy. Yeah, what up, bitch?
Doesn't he say that?
No,
He does.
He doesn't.
You're lying to me.
I'm not.
There's oysters back here too.
Oh yeah, we got a ton of oysters.
They're virtually no.
In case you decide that you need more
Substance, but-
snot in your diet. We got plenty of oysters.
Can I just tell you something really gross that happened to me?
Sure.
There's a kid in our neighborhood who's like a little bit old. He's like, I don't know, 9 or 10. He is always outside, and if we're outside, he's gonna come talk to us.
Yeah.
He's sweet. He's nice to Asher. It's fine. It's whatever. He walks up. We walk outside the other day, and he's like, "Hey, I want to show you something." It's like, "Oh God,
That's never
what?"
good.
Okay, I know, but this I was never in a million years. This was not going to be what was happening. So he walks me over. He points on the ground. He's like, "That's my blood." And I was just like, and there's like 3 very red drops of blood just on the asphalt. I'm just like, you okay, bud? Like, did you hurt yourself? And he's like, no, I just have a nosebleed. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's the
like,
worst kind of blood.
I was like, well, you might need to go in or whatever. And he's like, nah, I just sucked it back in through the back of my throat. Just like, okay, great. He was like, can you? He was like, my throat is covered in blood. He's like, I coughed it up, but it's a nosebleed. And I was just like, I don't need to know any of this, but thank you. And he just kept talking about how, I mean, true things, but just like, you know, your nasal passages are connected to your throat ways and all this and that. And he's just like, yeah, I have blood in all of it. Did you know if you lose blood, that area becomes hollow? This is not true. But he just kept talking to me about blood. I was just like, bud, I don't care. And your medical knowledge is way off. You got a few things you don't understand.
Kids.
I had to get that on my chest. I couldn't talk to Lee Allison about it. I didn't want to gross her out. Another thing that I've come around to today, Cookout may have the best milkshakes of any fast food place.
I don't know if I agree with best, but
we got 4 enemies coming in hot.
Of course, they would wait till I'm not at base. I'm coming. Don't engage.
What do you mean? Don't engage? They're coming in hot. Did you not hear me?
You ziplined to base. Why didn't you hang outside of base till we could take them together?
I'm defending our homeland.
They don't care about our homeland. They care about us, our meat.
They ran straight to the base. They ignored me.
Because they were looking for food.
Well, I killed one in 1 hit with this axe, so I'm not worried. Okay, now I'm very hurt.
I'm gonna make a funeral pyre.
Please do. I need the bones.
There you go. You missed.
Also, this one has an invisible... Oh, it's gone. Can I put heads on walls?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, come on.
Steven.
Give me a...
Look at me.
Yeah,
Look at me.
I see it.
Look at me.
And then yeah.
Oh my god. How do I just chuck this thing into oblivion?
G. Oh wait, no,
G?
that unequips it, I think. You might be stuck with that head in your inventory now till it rots.
Great. Awesome. Excited about that.
Oh, good job, Kelvin.
If it makes you feel a little better, they did definitely go for that choke point.
The choke point?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
They and like I said, they ran straight for that. They didn't come to me in my little tree forest over here. Yeah, but this new axe is great.
Good.
Holy cow.
The wall is almost done.
Are there any other things that you and I need to build?
I want to start getting some defenses set, so like traps outside the wall,
Yeah,
inside
great.
the choke point. Because my thought is we use the choke point as little as possible.
I was about to say, we don't use the choke. We zip line in
Right,
and out.
exactly.
And they have to come through the choke point. We definitely should set a door at the end of the choke point, if we can. Didn't we do that at the other one?
I don't even remember if we could make doors.
I remember y'all had like a gate.
Was that the first game, or was that the first base we made here?
The first game.
Yeah, that's the first game had like huge traps too. I don't know if I've seen those yet. They're probably going to add them.
I know there were traps in the menu when I was looking through.
I know there's a spike trap.
Yeah. You may be glad you couldn't build a floor in a minute.
Why?
I don't know. It may work better without a floor.
Did you do something?
No, I'm just telling you. Did I do something? What would I have done?
I don't know, Jake. I don't know.
I can't imagine building a base like this completely alone.
Yeah.
Like I've just been chopping this whole time. Like I've barely gone over to contribute to the design or the construction.
Yep.
But you, on the flip side, have pretty much just been doing that.
Yeah, I am starting to run out of logs, so I'm gonna head up there and help you for a sec.
I'm chopping, so there's plenty to come grab and keep the momentum.
Well, while you're doing that, I want to figure out the lookout tower because we need a lookout tower.
I like this little plateau that I'm on right now. That might be a nice place to put it, and then just like take it into the sky, you know?
What do we need to make that? Okay. Kelvin, I got a job for you.
Have we got a show for you? All right, I'm starting to send things your way again. Man, if I didn't have to wait for the first log to start going. How much have you been watching like Redfall content? Have you
None.
looked into it at all?
No, I figure I'm gonna play it. It's on Game Pass, so I'm just waiting to enjoy it.
I'm excited about that one. Excited to play with you guys. I'm like, why is there? I thought it was a glitch. I couldn't see you.
It'd be great if you could do the log glitch on the zip line, so you just keep sending logs. Oh man, that'd be amazing.
Oh my god, that would be the dream of that glitch.
I've got Kelvin building a lookout tower down there on one side, so he's pretty much catching all these logs and then using them instantly.
Oh, that's where you want the lookout tower?
We're gonna have multiple.
Okay.
I figured that way we can do zipline connections on both sides.
Yep, I get it. We might have. Oh, shit.
What?
You and I both put that last log on at the same time, and I was like, we might have fucked that up. We might have fucked that up. It might have deleted a log, and then I realized, nope, I'm just carrying a log still.
Gosh, Kelvin, you're so slow.
Sweet Prince. How's old Peter doing? I haven't heard him cry in a minute.
He's sleeping through the night now.
Oh.
He's sleeping in the crib. Getting him down is a little rough some nights, but
Yeah.
he's doing great.
We just got into the rhythm of one of us just laying down with Asher to get him to go to sleep. And have just like, I don't even know if he probably could do it on his own. Maybe. I don't know. It would probably be a fight for a few nights to get that routine, but that's awesome that he's doing that.
Yep, he's been doing good. My brother and his family are coming into town Friday, so they'll be here for like a week. So I probably won't be able to do content for a week.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that, but
Well, I have a Lego set that I need to build at some point, so there's that.
which one?
So I have two. I forget what the Star Wars one is that Lee Elson got me for Christmas. But then I have a bonsai tree.
Oh, that was
one.
cool.
I'm very excited to get that one built. So I might do that. So they're coming when? This Friday?
Yeah.
So the following week.
Starting 6 days from now.
Yeah.
I will be out for like a week.
Gotcha. Yeah, we may just, as I'm sitting here saying that, because we're coming Friday to your neck of the woods as
Right.
well. so I'm going to be away from anything I could stream. We're not leaving. We're not headed home till Monday. So
Okay. Hey, you guys should come over, see Peter, play some Sentinels with Andrew and Kim.
we probably can do that. We'll see.
Yeah. I was hoping that the Monster Hunter World board game would show up before they got here, but it looks like that's not going to happen, which really bums me out because I'm so excited for that board game.
Yeah, that will be cool. Yeah, we should have some time to at least come by. We're coming in Friday, and I don't know that we have any particular plans, but usually by the time we get there, like the way things just time out, we're going to get there. It's going to be Ash's bedtime. We're going to go through bedtime routine, and then probably just call it. I don't know. I might see if you and Brody want to go see the Mario movie or something.
We are going to go see that with Andrew and his kids, so I'll let you know. I don't know when, but I'll let you know when we do that.
All right. Yeah. But so then Saturday we're pretty swamped with activity.
Yeah.
I'm shooting a wedding. Sunday we're going to be around. I think we're going to church at Chelsea's place, and
yeah,
we're going to stay through Sunday, so maybe we can hang out Sunday.
Yeah.
And then Monday I'm shooting a bride. I'm doing some bridal.
You're shooting a bride?
I'm shooting a bride. I've had enough.
He's finally snapped, everyone.
Finally snapped. It's actually kind of cool. We're going to be doing a photo shoot at the National Science Museum.
Mm-hmm.
She was one of their scuba divers who, like, I don't know, cleaned the tank or whatever. You know when the people have to get in the tanks to do stuff. She worked there, so she wants a picture of her in her dress in front of the big tank that she used to do whatever you do there. And so it's gonna be pretty cool. But anyway, we're doing that Monday, and then I was hoping we'd have enough time to, like, maybe go to the Children's Museum or something until until we needed to head home, but I don't know.
Have you alerted D6 of your incoming?
We have not, and again, I don't know when we would have time.
Yeah.
Like, again, we could probably do lunch or something Sunday.
I mean,
or hang out.
I'm not saying you should. I was just curious because
No.
I know that if you did, there would be a lot of pressure to make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, you know us. Like, whenever we come, we already have.
Right.
Usually there's a reason, and then usually I try to pile on as many reasons as possible in one trip.
Yep.
But anyway, that's how I'm shooting this bridal portrait session this weekend, and honestly, that's the reason we're staying till Monday. It was like, okay, we can't do it any day. I was like, we have to do it. We came to the realization we had to do it during a weekday.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oof, well, let's just find a week that we're going to be there already.
Whatever you're doing, start to wrap it up. Sun's setting.
I'm going to wrap your mom up.
Have you ever even met my mother?
Tucker, I have. She has a lovely singing voice.
You would think.
I have this weird distinct memory of her singing. I'm pretty sure it's that song from The Quest for Camelot at church.
What?
You know the one?
No.
There's a song from Quest from Camelot that got picked up by Christians because it's got a pretty decent, like, I don't know, biblical message in the song. I think I just ate raw meat. No, I didn't. Oh, it's fine. Let me see if I can do a quick little Google here.
All right, I'm running to the bed, so go ahead and cue up the sleep.
He waits.
All right, come on.
All right, let's see. Quest for Camelot. Song list.
Did you
You know, maybe I've got my brain. Maybe my wires are a little crossed here.
I'm pretty sure they are.
I'm thinking of let this be our prayer, something new out there, and of strength so we'll be saved.
So that's not my mom, but there definitely was a couple that would sing that song, I think.
I swear your mom sang that once.
Not to my knowledge.
There's a song. There's a song in Quest for Camelot that I don't remember. Oh, okay. Okay, hang on. This makes a lot of sense.
I can't wait for you to explain this. Make this make sense. Please.
Apparently, there is the prayer. It is. Okay. Man, I love it when I'm not fucking crazy. That is from this movie. The prayer. From this movie. So what I was looking at first was a musical called Camelot somehow. But yeah, The Prayer, Celine Dion.
Oh crap!
Quest for Camelot.
Outside.
I'm not fucking crazy.
Get a Molotov or something ready.
We got a Fajingers.
We got a crew that's posting up on us.
I'm not gonna waste a Molotov on them. Hit the big guy. I got these guys.
Whoa, what the hell?
Okay, well. I'm down. I'm just going to respawn though. I don't have any armor. I meant to make that out of the bones. Oh my god.
What?
I'm underwater. Why am I in the water? I was thinking I would spawn at base. Meanwhile, Kelvin is just doing his thing.
They're dead. Not just the men, but the women. And the children, too. They're animals, and I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them.
I'm really appreciative of that, yeah.
You didn't get my crossbow bolt, did you? Oh, never mind.
No.
It's right here.
I'm gonna pile them up and build the funeral pile.
I've already got the pyre ready to go. Just bring the bodies. You missed.
The bones of the first crew are not there.
They probably despawned.
I'm gonna watch this one. Where's the big guy?
The one that I shot. I killed one. It's this guy.
There was a really big. Oh, okay. That should be it. Kelvin,
Kelvin, you're sitting.
Thanks, boss. My buns were cold.
All right, lots of bones there for you.
Yep.
next time we play this with Jeremy, we need to go get the katana. I think there's a katana.
I would love to go.
I know there's a guitar.
Same thing. Have we tried anything with this walkie-talkie? Oh my god!
Jake.
Scared the shit out of me. I'm over here doing
Are you dead?
inventory. I'm dead. He one-shot me.
I'm coming.
God, I mean, scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I know, you shared. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh, there's 3 of them. 4 of them. 5 of them! Okay.
We pissed someone off. Are you gonna get me, or should I respawn?
What the hell? I'm gonna get you. Did I pick... Oh my god. It picked up a bone.
Are we still in combat, or?
Yes! Jake, turn left!
Oh yeah, we got some on the beach. Oh shit! Those
What?
are those big red boys.
Yep. I killed one.
Did you hear him laugh?
That's... Oh god, there's another group coming in.
Coming in.
To the left.
Okay, they're not here yet.
There's another one.
Yep.
Take the body, I got this guy.
Don't waste your arrow. Don't waste your arrow. Let me hit him.
It's an arrow. I can craft more. We live on a beach where I have unlimited supplies to make arrows.
I wonder what kind of bones these red guys have.
Probably red bones.
Oh, I can't carry them.
Really?
I don't think so.
Chop them up.
Their dicks don't look right.
Ugh.
I can't.
Got ahead.
I can't pick up their limbs. I'm
That's
just
stupid.
leaving. I'm just leaving them.
Am I really out of arrows?
I'm gonna go inside the base this time to
That's a smart move.
start doing inventory management here.
I just killed 5 seagulls with an axe.
I'm proud of you.
They wanted to die.
Wow.
There's no other explanation, Jake. Six.
All right. What was I doing before our home was attacked?
Logs,
All right.
I think. Take some food up there with you. Like, grab some of the dried. Just take some.
I'm just gonna eat.
Jake, take some.
No, I'm home.
Take some with you. I've got more meat on me. I can just...
Home is where the meat is.
Jake, if you're going back up there, take some meat with you in case you get hungry
Steven,
while you're up there. Jake,
what if...
I am telling you what to do. Okay, never mind. None of it's ready. Jake, don't take the meat. It's not ready.
I took the meat, so you're just gonna have to live with it.
Okay, good. I thought I was about to eat some raw meat.
I'm gonna eat this raw meat, and I'm gonna die up here, and you're gonna have to feel bad about it.
That's gonna be hard for me.
Good.
Okay.
I want it to be.
Okay.
Do you think there's a way we can make rope?
Maybe.
I feel like that's another commodity we're probably gonna be lacking. Rope and tape. We probably can't make tape, but I just used a lot of tape. Oh wow, it's almost 10:30. I was gonna be like, yeah, I probably need to call it at 10.
Well,
oh, it's 10:30. We're way past that. I definitely shouldn't go past 11. I'll just say that.
Okay.
How many more logs do you need to finish this thing, Kelvin? Seems like a lot. We need to look up how to carry more than one log. Or how to carry more than 2 logs.
Yeah. That would be nice.
You know, it'd be really nice.
What?
Is if we hadn't killed the other NPC AI that we could have had with us.
You want more, Kelvin?
She had 3 legs and 3 arms, Steven. How many? How many?
That's 3.
How many logs do you think she can carry? At least 2.
Probably 1. Probably only 1.
I'm pretty sure she can carry 2.
Kelvin can only carry 1, so I'm pretty sure she can only carry 1.
Yeah, but she has 33% more limbs than he does, so. So we almost have a wall and a lookout tower after 2 hours.
I mean, this has been an eventful 2 hours.
It has. I was about to say, we've defended this place very well.
I literally almost have us walled in to the peninsula. That's huge.
That's huge. It's huge. I would like to make traps, though.
That's my next plan.
Spike trap still the only thing you know of?
The only thing I know of, but there may be blueprints that I haven't found.
Ooh.
I think that's how this game works, where you can find blueprints.
Right, that makes sense. In a lab, probably find a lot of things.
For the amount of views that we've gotten on this stream, this has been the most dead stream. We've gotten 23 views apparently, and like 2 people have spoken.
Mike, you still here, Mike?
Mike.
Mike. I'm taking a small break to put
Austin's still here.
Wall torches. What up, Austin?
Remember, that takes cloth.
Oh.
And also, every time you make
Yeah.
armor, that also takes cloth.
Armor?
Bone armor does, yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's tape, rope,
That's
and
right.
bone.
I'm thinking of hide armor.
I could be making armor out of hides.
You're not allowed to. You're only allowed to wear skin.
Yeah, I was the fucking skin guy, and then Matt came in and was like, "No, I want to be the skin guy."
No one wants to be the skin guy, Jake.
I did. I understood him.
Austin, gloat away. Elden Ring plat is an impressive feat, unless if you're a mage.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I said it.
The need to
Yeah, be an Erd Tree Archer and platinum the game, then talk to me. You know what? Be an Erd Tree Archer and play the game for the amount of time I played the game as an Erd Tree Archer, then come brag to me.
Steven's got his own platinum.
I do.
I've been watching. Or I've only watched a few of these, but there's a guy on YouTube that has a series where he's playing the whole game of Elden Ring, only using a certain weapon each run, and only doing one hit. So like he wants to min-max a certain weapon to where it would one hit.
So he's just one punch manning Elden Ring.
He's one punch manning Elden Ring with every weapon though. Like that's what blows my mind. It's like, sure, there's some like god tier weapons out there that you could probably make that work with. But you're telling me you're doing it with everything? It's crazy.
There's a level of playing a game too much. That's it.
That's it. Mariah's executioner sword is insane. But put a bunch of successive...
I'll be right back and we get some water.
I don't know that I remember which sword that is, but... I mean, there's some crazy weapons in that game. I love the weapon diversity in Elden Ring. Elden Ring also does one of the things that I really... It's like kind of a sub-favorite thing of mine in games, where they'll randomly just give you items that don't fit anything else in the game, but they're just like one-off items that you can use. And specifically, I'm thinking of the Mimic Veil, which makes you appear as anything in the world. And it's just like, what a weird, like, why? And like, but they have a ton of those like items, like random items that you find that you can like put to a quick select slot and use for different things. And it's usually just like really weird effects that like, why is this here? Why would I like? Sometimes they're really useful. Sometimes they're just strange. Zelda Wind Waker did a similar thing. They had like a pirate mask that you could unlock. I forget exactly how you unlocked it, but all it did is it just showed the health bar of enemies if you wore it. But it was like the only mask like that in the game. There was not a precedent for that type of item. I love shit like that. I also really like lanterns. Like when a game just gives you a lantern, it's like, yep, it's a lantern. That's what it does. It's like, nice. I have no idea what you use that thing for. It's useless. Oh, the mimic thing? It's for PvP. Like when someone comes into your world, you transform into something else so they don't see you. And I guess you can get the drop on them, or you could just hide long enough that they leave you alone. Guess it depends on how you play the game, but...
My God.
I used it to annoy Steven.
Yep.
It's a great effect. Yeah, when you asked Jeremy if he was in tonight, I told myself, I was like, okay, if Jeremy's in, I'm gonna recommend Elden Ring or The Forest. Which would you have picked, Steven?
Absolutely the forest.
Yeah, I figured since you picked that for just you and me, that's what it would have been, but it's just
I
curious.
enjoy just building in this game, and like this game is a weird kind of peaceful vibe until it's horrifying. You know, it's just like,
Yeah.
man, we're having a day at the beach. We're just playing in the sand. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, cannibals. Oh god, there's water. There's birds.
We're just 2.5 bros hanging out, soaking up the sun, building a fortress,
Eating flesh.
eating flesh, burning people, and having a great time. Deforestation.
Lots of deforestation.
Just really, you know.
Did you understand what I was going for with the name for the stream?
I don't even know that I clocked it. What was it?
This Old Peninsula. There's a home renovation show that I've never seen. I just, for some reason, when I think of a home renovation show, I think of This Old House. And since we are building our fort, I called it This Old Peninsula because we're on a peninsula.
I like it. And the history behind it really, really sells it.
Yeah, thank you.
But no, I did not clock that at all. I do remember it being something Peninsula. And I was just like, well, that's what we're doing. We're building the Peninsula.
My best stream titles have, like, go over everyone's heads completely.
We're not great at SEO, but it's fine. Who needs it? Who needs a search engine anyway?
Not us.
Not me. So am I right in understanding that the tree is just going to fall in whatever direction you're facing?
Pretty much.
I would love to do Elden Ring on the weekends if you ever consider it. We'll have to pull you in, Austin. I don't know how much more mileage it's going to get out of us because it's one of those things like we don't get Jeremy often. And I mean, really, Jeremy and Matt. It's like whenever we have more than 2 people, it's pretty much a war of what game do we want to play.
Yeah.
Because there's so many that we all play that's just better with 4 people. Like Grounded. I want to finish Grounded at some point.
Yeah.
But we don't want to do anything else without all 4 of us. And that's just kind of a hard sell when we have Division that y'all like to play. We all like to play.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, don't act like you don't.
We have that. We have this. We're about to have Redfall. We have Splatoon. Totally missed another Splatfest this week, I think. Yet again. It's my own fault too. I'm right there. I haven't touched it.
Have you been sending logs?
No, I am on a big cut down mode. If you want to come up here, there's plenty to grab. I do it in phases. I cut a lot, and then I pick up a lot.
I see.
If I had 3-armed lady, I could be telling her, hey, send shit down the zip line, but no.
Look, she's gone, and you need to be at peace with that. I
I got a couple pieces of Elden Ring merch though. Finally, I've got a. You probably don't even know who this is, Steven, but Alexander Iron Fist.
What do you mean I don't know who Alexander is?
Do you?
Yes.
Who is he?
He's the pot.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I got a shirt.
Apologize.
I'm sorry. I honestly, I'm impressed. He's one of my favorite characters. Him and Vlad are my two favorite characters from Elden Ring. But anyway, so I got his shirt. I like his shirt the best of the two that I got. I got a shirt of him and Vlad. And I like Vlad better than Alexander, I think. I just had a better time. I got more of his story in my playthrough than I did Alexander's. So I'm like closer to Vlad. But Vlad's shirt is white, and it's really cool. It's got like a logo on the what would be a pocket, like the left chest, and then it's got like a design of him on the back, which is really cool. But it's white. It's like, I don't know, white shirt.
Has anyone ever had a happy ending in a Souls game?
I don't know that anyone in that game has a happy ending. I love Alexander, but as Souls game, sad end. Yeah. I feel like, and maybe I don't fully know his quest. Again, I didn't get to live his as much. But I feel like at least his whole thing was he wanted to find someone who could match his strength, and it ends up being us. And like we had a friendship, a bond, you know, like we fought people together. And basically he's just like, you are the one I was searching for. It would be an honor to die by your hand. And you kill him. I think that's the gist. Vlad is like saying lied with a B. Blide? Okay, thank you, Austin.
B at the end or at the beginning? Because
he said it's like saying lied with a B at the end. Oh.
Lied?
Libe? I think he meant at the beginning.
Okay.
He must have meant that at the
Blide makes way more sense.
Yeah. Bach the Seamster does not have a happy ending.
Okay.
How far did you get with Bach, Steven?
See the guy that seams things for you?
Bach the Seamstress? Yes, he is the guy that seems.
I got to where he seems.
Okay. So if you get him as your seamstress, which I fucked that mission up, I didn't even get that far. So what happens is eventually he's like, Bach would love the opportunity to become beautiful. And so, yeah, if you give him a larva tear, he gets turned into a human and then dies.
I mean, as far as Souls games are concerned, that's a pretty happy ending.
Yeah. I botched his whole quest up. I don't know where I went wrong, but I know I just know that's what happens to him.
Austin is shouting no as if you did the wrong thing.
I mean, I didn't do it. I never figured out how to get him to come with me. So, like I went to the cave that you're supposed to go to, and I killed the thing in there that he wanted you to kill, and then he was just like, "Fuck you, man, peace." So, I had to steam my own clothes. But anyway, I really like Blide's story. Because he was basically put as a charge, or not a charge. He was sent to help, quote unquote, Ronnie. But the fingers had basically implanted basically a kill switch on him of like, if she steps out of line, you're gonna kill her. And Blide genuinely loved Ronnie and genuinely wanted to help her. And like that was what he was trying to do without malice or ill intent. But Ronnie knew what was going to happen, and so she prepped for that. And so he couldn't stop her, but then we have to kill him because the kill switch was flipped. And it was such a sad. I remember fighting when I fought him. I killed like the wolves that are around him because they were gonna kill me regardless. There was no reasoning with them. But I was screaming at him. I was like, "Blood! Don't make me do this, you son of a bitch!" I had to kill him. I did get a cool cloak though, so you know, there's that. That's what that's another thing that I just love about Elden Ring. It's like there's so much good story in Elden Ring that you pretty much just have to either watch someone else tell you about it, or like really just, I don't know. I guess veteran Souls players would probably have a better idea of like how to uncover it. But
a lot of story is told outside of narrative. It's through item descriptions and through looking for specific things. Like that's just how Souls games do their thing.
Yeah, I did talk to EG2. They all just have such a bad ending. It's so sad. I love it. But anyway, so I got those 2 shirts. Really like them. Alexander's is gray, and then it's got like this nice, it's like a box. It's like a square that has the art on it, and it's Alexander sitting with his arms crossed, and like the Erd tree is glowing gold behind him. It's really nice. And then I got a dang, I just blanked on the horse's name. Torrent. I got a Torrent pin. And I got the Torrent pin because it was like you get a free pin. Because I also got a Firefly pin. And it was like, oh, you get another pin. And I was like, well, I like this Torrent one. But I was like, it's probably going to be too big to like actually wear. But I was like, I'll put it on my pin wall then. But it's actually like a perfect size. And it goes really well with Alexander's shirt, so I wear it with that one.
I think I'm finally done with the wall.
Nice. I was about to say Paul. Is Kelvin still working on the
Kelvin is following me, and I don't know why he's doing that.
Oh, okay. I see that the lookout tower is still being built. I just didn't know.
I think it's because the next thing that it needs is specifically chopped logs, and Kelvin can't do that.
Kelvin can't do that. Oh.
No.
I'm gonna send this batch of logs and then come in.
Cool. I'm trimming the tops off of the wall. If you want to go ahead and finish the lookout tower, I'll start.
That's what I was
mapping out traps.
Yeah, I can't think of a happy ending. I guess one happy ending is the girl you get the jellyfish summon from.
Yeah.
She comes to the round table and becomes a spirit tuner or whatever. I don't know that anything bad happens to her. I mean, that whole place kind of goes to shit before it's all over, but at least she didn't die or anything crazy.
I don't know. In the lands between, death might be
Death
a good
is kind
thing.
of death is maybe the happiest ending of all. I'm gonna grab a last load and come in. Ooh, the mountains look really pretty right now. Look up at the snow caps.
Oh wow.
Over here. That's pretty.
It is.
Alright, I'm zipping in. I'm gonna finish this lookout tower.
Let's sleep first.
I'll sleep when I'm dead, thank you.
Alright, come here.
Steven's like, here, I can absolutely help you with that.
Wall is done.
Yay, wall.
Can't wait for cannibal land sharks to be a thing where they just come up out of the water.
Jeez,
I'm actually terrified that I'm going to read patch notes one day and it's going to be like, yeah, cannibals can swim now. And it's going to be like, well, let's relocate.
Austin Rykard is the... remind me who that is. I think I did. Is that the snake guy? If you had to fight him for the platinum, Austin, I definitely did. But I don't remember. I don't remember who all they were.
Remember to eat and drink.
Latina has a happy ending too. Her quest is about you taking her. Oh yes, 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 yes. I did that. The gimmick boss. Yes, yes, yes. I did fight him, and I did beat him, and I used that spear to beat him. And it was honestly stupid how easy it was once you just use the spear
Holy
that's
crap.
in the room with him.
I just got like 35 9mm rounds from
what?
a skin pouch.
Oh, nice. Lookout tower's done.
Excellent.
Is any of this meat cooked? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, I can tell. Not from a distance, but I can tell when I get there.
Traps. So we're gonna have
Did
to
you
do
find
this.
another turtle? Because, yeah, we definitely need more of these.
I could not find one.
I think I'm also just thirsty in real life.
Wait. Oh, a standing fire. That's a thing. We could have done this entire time.
Jesus.
Of course it is. Okay. I'm gonna make one right here and see how it does. Does it take?
This is fascinating to watch.
How do I light it? Hold on.
Do you need more cloth?
Stick plus cloth plus lighter. Stick in the ground, cloth, stick on top, then light it. It's not.
I think I glitch beat Mog, if I remember correctly. I fought his Omen fair and square, but I think I glitched through his main fight in the underworld. Night, Austin. Have a good night, bud.
And also, what the? Oh my god! And the thing is, I got it to where it was gonna work, and then it fell out. You make one.
Oh, I'm good. I don't need that. I don't need that embarrassment in my life. What is it? What is it called? Standing fire?
It's a standing fire, yeah.
Where did you find
you have to
that?
make it manually. So like you go stick. I'm trying
Okay,
again.
I gotta switch modes then. Stick cloth light.
Got it. And Kelvin immediately put his face in it.
That boy, Kelvin. He go. Oh, I like fire.
Okay.
Bright, shiny new thing. Honestly, I like our wall.
Firewood. Wait.
Austin, there's a way with him that you can get into the map. Like, you can get into his arena in the fight. where he doesn't really know you're there, but you can hurt him. And I think I got that to work, but as I say that, I don't know that I ever could get through the jump, because I think that's maybe what they fixed. So I don't remember how I beat him.
So
I beat most bosses by sending my mimic out with a really powerful sword, and then I just magic ranged.
So I'm making firewood. I want to find out if we can use that to make a stronger or more long-lasting fire. This is firewood that like you chop it down long ways, and then you break it apart. So do that with that one as well, and I'm gonna see what we can do with this. Wait. Yep, we can strengthen a fire with firewood. So go up to it and you'll just like drop it in. Not like that. You'll click, Jake.
Am I crazy? What is it?
You may not be able to do it now because I already put one in there. Alright, so that's going to be where we stack the firewood. Cool. So this is our fire.
Can we pick up this stack?
You gotta be kidding me.
I was wondering when you were doing it. I was like, "What is he talking about?" This was in.
I destroyed all of it.
Area.
It's all gone. Cool.
No, Austin. I'm thinking of where the white mask takes you.
We can make a rope bridge. Yo.
I might not even be thinking of the right boss, Austin. Because there was, I don't know, I do remember having to cross that stupid rot lake under somewhere. I remember hating it, but I don't remember why I did that or who I was going to fight.
Jake, start taking those logs.
Yep.
And reinforcing the walls.
Reinforcing the walls?
You go up to the wall and you'll just slap the, like you'll click, you'll see a silhouette that allows you to reinforce it. Good night, Austin.
Okay. I'll walk up to it and
You walk up to it.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll just click. Yep, just do that all throughout. I'm learning so much today.
You know what they say.
What is a strut?
Well, when a mommy and daddy love each other very much.
That's hilarious.
It must be very specific to get this thing to pop up, because I've only seen it once or twice. Here we go.
Alright, I'm about to put Kelvin to work again.
Kelvin! Las Vegas. It was that or Viagra, you know what I mean?
I don't.
You're telling me all your nights up late watching infomercials, you never got a Viva Viagra commercial?
Yeah, I do remember those now. My favorite was the Magic Bullet. That was a classic infomercial.
Not as familiar with that one, but. So what was the deal with the?
What did you do, Jake?
Adult Swim, live streaming.
So every year for April Fools, they will do something special, and for the past couple of years, they did something called Pibby, which people were really hoping they'd do again this year. Basically, the whole thing with Pibby was she's supposed to be like a little kid's character, like Learning with Pibby is what it was called. But the one from 2 years ago, her show got interrupted by this glitch that would infect like cartoon characters, and so so it like would contort them and like make them all creepy. So you'd have like Fred Flintstone, George Jetson, the Mystery Inc., like all that, like trying to get Pibby and the rest of these cartoons.
Oh no.
And so people thought, oh shoot, this is totally a backdoor pilot or something. So people have been hoping that they would do something with that.
A new episode every April Fool's. That'd be crazy.
Well, last year, shows were like quote unquote hacked to where Pibby would appear with her rabbit friend Bun Bun, which is a bunny. That's what Bun Bun stands for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like there was one part, the Rick and Morty episode that played during that block was what's it called? Total Rick Call, I think. My second favorite episode, the one where with the brain parasites.
Oh yeah.
And the part where Morty is like trying to like he's holding the gun to Rick's head. They edited that part to where Morty like starts to have a freak out and like he gets taken over by the glitch, and so his like mouth like drops really like all weird and stuff. Like so they actually like reanimated it. So that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
So people were like, "Oh heck yeah, we're gonna get more Pibby this year." We didn't, which I figured it wasn't gonna be a show. I figured it would just be like a thing that they kept doing.
Right.
But it is annoying how my understanding, because I started watching like an hour after the broadcast had started. So from my point of view, I started watching and I got to see the Broom Shakalaka, which was hilarious. Did you watch that?
I haven't had a chance to watch it with audio.
It was really funny. But I watched that, and then it did the whole thing where it's like the black screen with the white text, and it was like, hey, because apparently what they did was they let AI, quote unquote, run Adult Swim for the night. And so they did an episode of Smiling Friends, which if you haven't seen Smiling Friends, it's pretty funny. That's the show that is it Oni? Oni Cartoons or one of those animators from YouTube made Smiling Friends, and it's a really funny show.
Okay.
But they did an episode of that, but it like looked like AI generated art, and so it was real weird and stuff. So when I was watching, the Adult Swim was like, hey, after the hour and a half we've had, we're going to do something a little more calm. So here's trains. And so it just cut to like 16 minutes of just like a dash cam of a train. And it was pretty. Like I was doing other stuff while I was watching, but like it was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But it was like,
what are we doing here?
Like because Adult Swim, back when they started doing April Fool's stuff, they showed The Room, the Tommy Wiseau movie. That was the first joke, and so like it used to be they were actually trolling, but then one year they did that, and then it got interrupted by Tom from Toonami, and that was how they backdoor relaunched to Toonami. was through an April Fool's joke. And so then
That's
you
cool.
you kind of got an expectation that Adult Swim would do cool things for April Fools. And so when you have that reputation and then suddenly it's just like, nah, we're going to troll again, it's disappointing.
Yeah.
Because I've never gotten to watch any of the April Fool's stuff from Adult Swim live. I've always heard about the next day. So I was tuning, I was like, oh, cool, I might get to see something neat. And then it was like, no, they're just being dicks.
Steven,
What?
this is not reinforcement.
That's what it said it was.
All of these are doors now.
It said reinforcement.
Every point that I put that down on is a door.
Okay, well, we have doors now.
We have like 107 doors.
Hey, they won't know how to open doors.
You think?
Sure hope not. Otherwise, we just ruined everything. Look, I'm going to where it said.
I believe you. I'm just saying it functions as a
Yeah,
door.
defensive wall. It literally...
Go up and look and see if you can open them. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, I can. I absolutely can.
Wow. Well, hey, I was asking if we could build doors, and you were
Well,
like,
there
"I
you
don't know."
go.
I mean, it's kind of nice as long as the cannibals can't use that. I'm not upset about it.
If they can, I quit.
If they can, we really just fudge that. I love how I didn't notice it until literally like, ow, your spike traps work.
That's good. So that was not a cannibal. That was you getting hit by a spike trap?
That was me. Yeah.
Okay, cool. How bad did it hurt?
I don't know how much health I had before, or
Cool.
armor, but it hurt.
Cool.
I'm gonna walk around, look for a turtle, a little turt. All right, it is 11 o'clock, so I probably need to wrap it up
Okay.
since we've achieved all of our major objectives. Oh, there's a tarp over here too. How about that?
I'm just kind of scattering like spike traps on the beach.
Uh-huh.
So just watch where you're running.
Yeah, that's not gonna kill me or Matt at all.
I can live with that.
You and Jeremy are smart enough to walk around them.
Look, I can't make you pay attention. I can just give you a lot more incentive to pay attention.
There's that. There is that. Very difficult to see underwater.
Equip your wetsuit.
I thought about that.
It's got a flashlight.
I thought about, you mean the rebreather or the...
Both.
I just don't want to use up all my oxygen. I'd rather save that for
Chances
tomfoolery.
are, whenever we're in a cave where we would need oxygen, it would give us oxygen.
That is probably true. But you don't know that.
I mean, I got a good hunch. Kelvin didn't nod at me or give me a thumbs up that time. He just walked away.
He's getting pissed. Tell him to go take a nap. And a Viagra.
Man, how crazy would that be if one night we woke up and Kelvin was a cannibal and he was trying to kill us?
I mean, I wouldn't have any problems chopping his head off, but
Whoa!
I would be disturbed.
He's our boy. He's our sunshine.
I would feel very betrayed.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a turtle.
I figured you might have trouble. I don't know how we found 2 when we did.
Kelvin, you okay, bud? Try to go around. Kelvin,
What's he doing?
he's just stuck on a wall.
That's my boy. So I've been playing Rune Factory 5.
Yeah.
Still really enjoying it. Just a good time. And I'm at the I'm getting to the point where I'm probably gonna like end up taking a wife.
Okay, yeah.
And one of the characters is named Ludmilla. She's the most recent character that I've met, and she's one of the potential love interests. And so I got a cutscene where she was watching a magic show with some kids, and this guy has he like a spell he can do is he can like teleport things. So he tried to teleport a stick into this little boy's hand, and he does that, and then Ludmilla just yells out like "ow!" like it hit her, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, what's wrong?" And my character runs up and he's like, "Oh, Ludmilla, that looks like it really hurt." And she went, "Yeah, it hurt a lot. Do it again." And then she said, "But next time, use that big rock over there." And then I was just like scratching out her name in my head. Did I mention she's a succubus?
No, that's a good thing.
Yeah, she is succubus.
She is succubus. She gonna suck that bus, if you know what I'm saying. Steven?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to build off this
I don't either. I was trying to make a floor, and it just kept.
I'm trying to can you help me out a little bit here?
What are you trying to do?
Can we pull a grounded and you throw me, or yeah, like see if you can throw this up there and I'll try to catch it. I got it. Huh.
What? It's not gonna let you do it.
No, it's just gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna have to build a wall on the back end and let
Okay.
the rope attach there.
Okay. I'm on fire.
Nice.
Good job, Kelvin. Kelvin, build, finish structure.
I thought you were talking to me because I got this working over here.
Now I'm building some rock and stick holders towards the front, towards the choke point, so that we have we have quick access to tools.
Right, good call. What are those spike traps kind of the only thing we...
Only thing I've seen so far. And I wish they would attack us so I can see how they even are.
Yeah. This is what happens with video games, folks. You say, "Oh yeah, I gotta stop at 10." Nah, it's 10:30. I'll stop at 11.
So you could use your zip line, because you can just get your rope dart back.
Yeah, I know, but I wanna.
Do it efficiently? Yeah, okay.
Like, this is my last load. And so it's like I'd rather just get the load in there and then put the zip line where I want it exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a big old turd hitting the wall.
It does.
I love how our whole wall is a door. It's a really funny accident.
Just either make a rope or just make a zip line.
I'm done.
Did you get what you wanted?
I got what I wanted.
Did it work?
I did it my way.
Did it work?
It did.
That's good. Are you making the wall so you can make a zip line? Or what?
Yes. I'm gonna put the zip line in the back of this wall here.
Hey, we should make a rope bridge from that tower to that tower over there that I'm gonna have made.
I completely concur. How do I get rope back?
You just go up to the zip line and you hold down E where it says has the trash symbol. You'll just do that.
I see. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that. I'm basically gonna get rid of this zip line we have here in the middle.
Yeah. I am gonna go get water. Because my canteen is empty.
Well, I just made that a little bit more difficult for you, but if you give me a second, I can fix it.
I'm good. Don't destroy that one, though. Okay. I was on that one. Don't destroy this one.
I'm just impressed you could get on it.
I'm just really hoping that some cannibal, like, just two. Give me 2 cannibals, you know? I just need to test these spikes and see how they do.
I just want 2 candy bowls.
2 candy bowls.
2 candy bowls, please.
Oh, you're gonna have 2 options for the watch along on Monday, by the way.
Okay, great. What are our options?
I don't know if I should tell you what they are or give you like 2 words to choose from.
I think the spike traps are gonna work, Steven.
Well, we're about to find out.
Nice. This will be the climax.
Let's go pick a fight. Come on.
Oh shit. Yeah, come to the choke point. We need to.
I
see
shot
how
him in the
spikes work.
dick from this range.
They don't have any.
Those were some good shots. See those shots? Yeah, come on. Come on, Red Gerber, baby. Let's go. They're eating the guy that I killed.
Nice. I think we should just.
They're running.
trap.
They're running.
We should absolutely just spike trap this whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this will be a good testing ground right now, but
Come on. Come on.
we should not use this path at all.
Oh! Haha! You see that dude lose his leg from a spike trap?
I did, and he's still alive. Uh-oh, Ash is crying. Alright, I'm out.
Okay. Go save your game.
I can't.
What the hell? Oh my god. Oh, Kelvin. Well, that's gonna do it for us tonight, guys. We will be back on Monday with a watch along of some kind. So we will see you then. Have a great rest of your weekend. See you Monday.